Hello everyone and welcome to another What Wednesday video. Today's video we're going to be using Prismacolor pencils and this digital image called Anna Valentine from the Greeting Farm. And I'm just coloring her skin in, well both their skins, in with Peach PC 939, and I added a little crimson red for her cheeks, which is PC 924, and I'm just using my Gamsol to blend that all out. I did very lightly on her skin because I wanted her to have a little lighter, paler skin, but for his I will be darkening it up here in just a bit. I do apologize if that is upside down. I don't know why, but that's the only one that ends up upside down. So I'm just going to go in and I'm going to color in his face, and then I will blend that out as well. In this jar up here at the top that I keep dipping into, that is how I keep my Gamsol. I learned that trick from Amy R. from Prairie Paper and Ink, and she keeps hers in a jar with a sponge in it, and I thought that was a really great idea, and I just happen to have a small sponge in there, or a small jar, as well as a sponge. So I go ahead and finish blending everything out, and now I am taking my True Blue PC 903 to color in her shirt as well as his. I wanted them to be matchy-matchy a little bit, and I liked having the darker color on top, and I'm just going to be blending that out. There's no real shadowing for this, just wherever the pencil was originally is about where my shadows end up lying. I then take the Caribbean Sea PC 1103 for her skirt and his pants, and then I blend it out so that at the bottom of her skirt it's kind of a very pale white blue, so it's got a nice fade to it. And then for him, I just went ahead and colored in the pants, give him a nice light denim-y color. For his jacket, I didn't want to go too dark, so I picked 90% warm gray, which is PC 1050, and then blended that out so it gives it a nice weathered look, but it still gives a little bit of a black look to it. So I really love how it turned out, and I used that color for his shoes as well as hers, and then just straight blended or softened that with the Gamsol. For her hair, I'm using Sand PC 940. I think it's just a very nice yellow, gives her a very blonde color without being super pale or super yellow, in my opinion. And again, wherever the pencil was, that's about where the darkest is, and then I just blend it out from there. So I'm going to finish blending out her hair, and then I will work on his. I would love to tell you how big this image is, but I'm not 100% sure. I've had it printed out for a little while now. For his hair, I'm using Chocolate, which is PC 1082. And again, blending his out, and I think it gives a nice, almost a dirty blonde brown hair color, which is not what I thought it was going to do, but that's okay. I loved how it turned out. I think it turned out really nice. I do go back in with my pencil here to darken up that really light spot. I didn't think about it not blending the way I wanted to, so I go in there and just kind of fill that in a little bit and blend it out so it gives it a nice soft look. I think this image is just super, super cute. For her bow as well as the heart, I take the Crimson Red, the PC 924, and I did learn that with red, at least this particular red, or the way I was doing it, best to start dark and then color it out to where you want it to go very lightly. It kind of ended up being a little splotchy there towards the ends of her ribbon. So for the heart, I color the whole heart in, and it looks a lot better. So I didn't go back and fix her bow, just because I didn't really think about it at the time. But I do like how her bow turned out. It just didn't quite blend the way I wanted. I wanted it to kind of fade like her dress did. So I now know that red might not always work like that, or I have to go out with a very, very light touch or use a different color. So I just go ahead and blend all that. And then once I'm done, I'm going to be taking it over to my brother and cutting it out. Real quick, the board that's there is just got the Tim Holtz stuff on it. Yeah, it's been one of those days. So I've got some Doodlebug pattern paper here from the Sweetheart 6x6 paper pack, and just some red ribbon from my stash. And I'm fiddling with the bow. I actually go off camera here for a little while to fiddle with it, because I thought I liked it and trimmed everything down, and then looked at it again and realized I really didn't like it. So I went ahead and just fiddled with it off camera until I got it the way I liked it. Excuse me. So once I have the bow the way I like it, I go ahead and take a piece of scrap blue cardstock, which you'll see here in just a minute, and I trimmed it to fit. And I went and stamped the I Adore You sentiment on it from Amy R's Adoring You stamp set, and turned it into a flag, and stuck it up here in the top corner with Ladybug Memento ink. I go in with my white Signo to whiten up the whites of his eyes, because I colored over those. And then I take the Love sprinkles from Doodlebug and just put them in the bottom corner here, just to give it a little something. It just seemed like a very big open space, but again, I didn't really want to take away from the pattern paper, because I thought that was very fitting with this card and for Valentine's Day. So I'm using another stamp from the Adoring You stamp set, as you saw there, for the inside of my card. I'm just using some Versa Fine ink and stamping that up, or inking that up and then stamping it. And then I pull it away to kind of blow on it so that I don't smudge it. And then I take a strip of the same pattern paper, once I get my glue to work, because I fight with it here to come out, and I'm just going to add it to the bottom of my card. And this is just a standard 8.5 standard A2 size, 5.5 by 4.25. It's top folding card. Nice. Go ahead and glue that into the bottom. And I do fight with my card base here for a little bit, because it did not bend the way I wanted it to, and I did not notice until after I put this down, but I was able to adjust that. So you'll see me here fighting with that for just a second. My OCD kind of kicked into overdrive there, which is very unusual. Usually I can handle it, but it was off just enough. So I go ahead and I glue everything down, as well as my little image, and try to get him to stick, and one side did not have enough glue on it. And that is my card. Thanks guys so much, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Bye now.